ABC News. This is Today with Kathy Lee Gifford and Hoda Kotb, live from Studio 1A in Rockefeller Plaza.
And we're back on this Tuesday with more of Today and the wonderful Kirk Cameron, who's doing something kind and sitting in for Kathy Lee today.
And talking about being kind, while many may think gone are the days of holding doors, giving up a seat, and sharing a smile, a study from the University of California at Berkeley says the opposite.
It does. Researchers found kindness and sympathy are, in fact, our most intimate instincts. So we sent our own Sarah Haynes to the streets to see if that is true.
Do you think people are kind nowadays?
I do think there's an element of kindness out there. I think just as a testament to what's going on in society now, people are kind of stopping and helping out a lot more.
My family is very kind. My grandmother, Evelyn Drury. Hi, Grammy. She's the sweetest woman in the world.
Go, Evelyn! What does your daddy do that's kind?
Makes breakfast sometimes.
That's all? That's all your daddy does that's nice?
No.
What are some examples of unkind behavior?
Cut you off in lines. When you ask them for a direction, they just walk past you like they haven't even heard you. Throw you the finger when you're in the car when you think, huh, what did I do that? I mean, what did I do that I deserve that for?
We get too caught up in what's going on in our little world to look out for other people sometimes.
And we're here with psychologist Jennifer Hartstein and etiquette expert and the founder of Social Skills, Faye Rogaski. Hello, ladies.
Hello, good morning.
So are people kind? I mean, in general, is that what you guys are believing?
I think that it depends. I think we are jaded New Yorkers, and I think there's oftentimes we notice, at least I notice, no one gets up on the subway, no one holds the door, the elevator doors you mentioned before are closed, you know, they're pushing to close it. But I think there is an increase in some ways, and I'm sure, Faye, you might see it more, but I'm seeing more awareness of other people in certain instances.
Yeah.
You know, I think that might, I mean, you know, after 9/11 and we have other things where there's so much uncertainty going on in the world, I think we want to draw closer to each other. We want to help each other out. It gives us a sense of security.
I also think that kindness has just gotten a bad rap over the years because, let's face it, in any given day, there's 10 to 15 kind acts that are done towards people. But it's those rude people that we tend to remember.
That you really remember.
Yesterday on my Facebook page, I wrote, and I wasn't even thinking about this segment, I wrote, tell me something nice you did for someone today. My page blew up. People they told all these wonderful things they did, from carrying a bag of groceries to giving flowers to somebody, everything. How is social networking influenced in terms of kindness?
Tremendously, tremendously. I mean, I know yesterday I put a new status update on my Facebook page, and there's 25 thumbs up, there's smiley faces, there's people retweeting, reblogging, but what's so important, and I tell my students at the program I have here in New York City called Social Skills, is that for every gesture that you do online, you need to do one in person. It's one thing to strike the keyboard, but to do the action.
Isn't that true? I see kids sitting at the same table with their parents and their family, and they're texting, but they don't seem to have the ability to look you in the face and just say thank you.
It's very true. We forget to look up. You know, we are so busy. Watch people walking down the street. Their faces are down in they're texting. We're doing so many things at one time. We forget to look up and recognize the world around us, and it's a limit.
Teaching kids, because I got to say, your son, when I met him, looked me straight in the eye, shook my hand, said hello. Some kids, you have to start teaching kids these things, don't you, at a very, very early age?
Absolutely. It's a parenting issue. It has to come from the top down. Even as a country, it has to come from the top down. We have a leader who believes in kindness and politeness, and so it starts at the top. So parents really need to start. Clearly, you've done a great job with your son. If he knows how to do that, parents need to take the time to give the etiquette lesson, and if they can't, they need to call Faye.
Yes. And Sarah Haynes sat in on one of my classes, so she knows darn well. Yes, but it can be taught. And you know, what I see with students is that it can be taught, and over time, with practice, kindness can become inherent. And it's amazing to see my students at Social Skills and how interested they are in being kind and doing kind gestures.
How much of it is influenced by where you live? I mean, I know we're in a kind of a busy city, and people do tend to kind of blow past you, and I don't know if they mean to be rude, they're just kind of on the go. How much of that is regional?
Well, I think that despite that kind of on the go behavior and there is definitely a kindness when you actually engage with people one-on-one.
Yeah.
And that's where we have to, you know, kind of cherish those moments and remember to do kind deeds
and
ourselves.
I just have to say, being an LA guy, coming to New York, I find people very friendly here.
agree.
It's different,
I
it
agree.
looks different, but you can feel the friendliness.
I agree.
Absolutely. I think you nailed it. It's that it looks different, but people genuinely are kind when you start talking to them.
Ladies, you did a great job. Thank you so much. And Sarah Haynes did a great job. We love Sarah.
Congrats, Sarah.
All right. Coming